Good morning, welcome to Friday's live trading. It is 11 minutes past 8 as I start this recording. Just watching a few currencies at that moment. We've come back to the euro here, daily pattern. I've had this sort of sell-off largely on the euro. I am wondering, yesterday quite a bullish looking candle sort of came into play. We've seen some money running into the euro. Just seeing it in the short term, really a sort of a little bull flag, and it's whether or not it can actually push back above here. Sort of if we can get a decent close on this current candle, I will be looking for a break on the next on the long side. Really want to see a break of this trend line across here. Ideally, we'll just see what's happening. So I'm waiting on that on the euro. A lot of the other currencies, they're a little bit. Switching backwards and forwards. Cable could do a similar thing here. As I said, we saw such a sell-off yesterday that some of these currencies could get a bit more bounce. The cable sell-off wasn't too bad actually. We've seen lots of consolidation in terms of what's happening with cable. Looking further afield, the yen benefited. Dollar got sold off there. The yen absolutely benefited as money went to safety. That too now seems to be being unwound as I look, but these markets can turn on a dime at the moment, so I'm just waiting to see what happens first thing. So I'm going to pause the recording at this stage, and I'll come back to you in a short while. Okay, so just looking at this euro dollar, looking at 60-minute chart here, it's just broken through the trend line which I was looking for earlier on as potential. What I'm doing now is just waiting for the close of the hour. It's only got 6 minutes to run. I will take a break of the high of this candle if it triggers. So I'm just giving a bit of patience. Sometimes in the mornings, and particularly in the summer, we get the fake out. So just waiting for just to check that this isn't just faking, and then I'll wait for as I say, the break of the high of that. Not necessarily looking for a massive target on it. Looking back towards the highs potentially into its R1. So probably a couple of targets I'll take off of it if it triggers. So just sitting here now. Yesterday had a decent movement. It's has put lower highs in the shorter time frame here, so I just need it to set up properly. But it is sort of bull flag in the bigger picture. I say in the bigger picture, on this hourly picture at least. There are signs that some of these markets just want to carry on. Yesterday it was one of the stronger currencies, looking for a bit more follow through today. So we've got this bullish bar close then on the euro. Just looking for it. I've got the ticket already. I'll pull that into screen here. Got a ticket ready. I've at the moment put a 20 pip stop on it, but I might just check it. So it should be at 18.24.5. So at the moment it's 18.21, but we're not in it yet. So I'm just getting ready to buy. Just need to see a little tap over the edge. Okay, there we go. Bought. So I'm long on the euro dollar now, so that's done. Don't want to buy another one, so I'll close that off. We'll leave that to be for now. Just almost closing the wrong bit here. Let's move this out of the way. So long on the euro dollar. Stop at the lows there. In fact, let's just draw that into play so you can see where we are. There's no other positions are running at the moment, so individual positions then. So stop loss is at 18.24 and a bit there. So got in at 18.44, 18.24.6. How's that fit? Let's just check. Okay, that's fine. That's perfect. There we go. So we'll leave that to run and see. Target wise, I'm looking towards it's not massive targets I'm looking at here, looking at yesterday's highs and then the R1. Okay, so it's now 11:45. Now the long I've taken on the euro this morning, it's pretty much into the top of the bodies on the 30-minute chart here. It's pretty much there in terms of not far off the highs here. Still looking for a bit more in the main part of the trade, but at this stage I was looking at I will be, he says, looking to move the stop probably to break even. If we've achieved a 1-to-1 here, it's about 18 pips, 20 pips, it's about 19.90. I'm bringing a stop up onto break even on that particular trade. Now it's quite an aggressive thing to do in a sense often, but the way these markets are working through the summer, I'm quite happy to risk the retrace. It's up nearly 20 pips anyway, so the 20 pips is around about the same as the original stop, so I've just brought that stop up to break even for now. Still looking in a short while maybe to be taking, I'll maybe been a bit too fussy here, but looking to take about half off. Now the risk ratios are not fantastic on these trades, or this trade I should say. However, we are moving into a period of summer trading. I just feel like it's a safer thing to be doing in such markets where they can be quite thin in terms of overall movement. So I should just give it a few more minutes and see if we get up a little bit higher, but I will be looking to take half in a short while. Okay, so been setting this euro for a long time. It has it's got pretty much up into the body of the highs here, the previous highs here, but just struggling where it's sitting at the moment. I'm just looking at this, and well, I'm just closing off half the trade, so just closed half the trade off there, so taking off half the risk as well, I suppose. At the same time, stops already at break even, leaving the rest alone. In terms of target, looking up at in fact I need to put that in there, 1878 would be just fine, so just popping that in. Around about just over 33 pips. Oops, there we are. So that's now popped in there, and I will leave that to be. So nothing more to do on that trade. It is such a slow old afternoon. I mean, Mississippi, this is 2 hours basically, all but 5 minutes. It's barely doing anything. As I said, it's run into the bodies of the 30 minutes highs there. I was probably being a bit picky, expecting it to get into the absolute high here. It may eventually do it, but then anyway, second target, I'll just look into the daily R1, reasonable probability of that happening. So I'll just leave that and let it run. Okay, many hours later at 19:54, crikey, I just walked back into my office to see what's going on, and also to close down things here. So just looking at this trade, it is literally 2 pips away from the target. The target being, what is it, 1878. It's 1876 at the moment. I'm closing this off. It's a weekend. I'm closing this off. It's a day trade. So there we are. So it closed that off. Order history then. So out into 2 halves then. Not the biggest trade in the world here. It's been a slow old day on the euro. It's ticked along, and it may still push up further. I just want to finish off the video, close this down, close the system down, reboot it, ready. So there we are. That's the one and only trade I've done on here today. Let me just hold on a second. I'll give you the result of. Okay, that's 1.15, a massive 1.15 return is a ratio on that to risk to reward, or reward to risk. Looking elsewhere, I have had my autotrader running today as well. Just give you sort of that's been running on. Let me just go on to account history here. So 2 trades that's taken today. In fact, are we on to the third one, or 3 trades, 2 trades? Just put that in order of so it had a losing trade. The first one actually won. It then set up a second trade which lost, and then it's currently sitting on in a trade that's running. Now this I will just leave. I normally like to close day trades off. I'll just leave this. It's on the auto system. I'll just let it run. At the moment it's looking okay. If it does it'll have made round about 1.4% for the day. Net 1.4% overall. So not a great Friday, but it's been slow in a lot of price action that's been occurring, particularly picking on the euro today. If I'd picked my fight somewhere else, maybe would have seen a bit more movement. But in my discretionary trading, then, as I said, it's just a modest return. But any return on a Friday, it's okay on any day. I quite like taking profits when they show their heads. Anyway, that's it for me. I wish you a great weekend, and I'll be back next week for the morning outlooks. Bye for now.